But as we look forward here on the October episode, we're going to bring you two killer-ass bands. Let me first talk about the band called Man of Sorrows, as we are continuing to support local and regional music right here on Rob's MetalWorks. And Man of Sorrows is a relatively new band, having just released their self-titled debut a little over a month ago. But for some of you who are not familiar with Man of Sorrows, they are led by former The Owsla frontman, Mr. Damien Omen, who has re-emerged on the scene, has resurrected himself as a person, and is now delivering some of the most heavy, tribal, melodic, and spiritual metal I've heard in quite some time. We all love this band here at the Chavez Crime Family, and so I wanted to share them with all of you people out there. We hooked up with them at their CD release party at Sam's Burger Joint, so we got plenty of video, and the man, Mr. Damien, came over to talk all about Man of Sorrows. Don't go anywhere. San Antonio, this is Rob for the MetalWorks. Yes, we are hanging here at the MetalWorks this evening, and you know, it brings me great pleasure to deliver to you an artist from right here in San Antonio, one that I've been after for quite a bit these last few months. Brings me great pleasure to welcome Damien Omen of the band Man of Sorrows. How are you doing, Damien?
How you doing? Doing good.
It's good to have you here, man. Thank you for taking the time this afternoon to come on over to the casa to do this interview. We're huge fans of the band.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that.
Before we talk about Man of Sorrows, old schoolers like me may remember you from back in the day during your band when you did work with the band The Owsla, and that's kind of like when I want to start there. It just seemed like there was a time frame where you just kind of dropped out of the scene. Where were you? What were you doing at that time?
Well, during that time, I guess Owsla went through different stages. We had there was about 3 different Owslas, you know, but people mostly remember the one in the mid '90s, which had John, that I have John with me now on guitar. And well, I kind of just went on a little hiatus. I decided to make a change in my life, and I decided to step out of the scene just completely and just walk away from everything that I basically knew, including metal. So I was just basically, I gave my life to God, and I was, learning how to become a different person. Actually, the spiritual aspect of the band is definitely our focus. It's definitely our strength. Every member of the band, it's strange how things happen, how turn of events happen, but I didn't see John for a long time, and I changed my life, and everyone saw that that I was changing. I had stopped drinking and drugging and stuff, and a lot of people saw that change in me, and my closer friends really are the ones that were like wondering what this change was. And I was just like, well, I started going to church. I started, I gave my life to God. And a lot of my friends just walked away, and that's all right, but the ones that really cared about me and really saw the changes in me, one of them was John, and he was very interested in what I did to better myself. Aspect of the band, our whole goal is just to let people know that Jesus lives and that he loves them. And that's our drive, really. I mean, we don't talk about, we don't talk about the things we used to talk about. We used to write songs about my dealer and stuff like that. And we don't do that anymore, that was just a waste of time, and I hope that, a lot of kids out there, that if they're, out there in that world, I just hope that one day that they can, maybe hear a band like us and see that there's something more to this life than what they're doing, and we're not here to bring condemnation on people. We're not here to point the finger at anyone. We're no better than anybody. We just want people to know that there's a love that they haven't experienced, and we're experiencing it on a daily basis. So, the love of Christ is greater than anything we've ever experienced, and it's what motivates and drives this band. It's the power behind it.
And definitely, your songs with Man of Sorrows rock, man. You're heavy. You're bringing a good mix of the melody with the heaviness. For the people out there who have not heard the music of Man of Sorrows, how would you best describe your sound?
I've tried really hard to come up with my own version of what I think we sound like, but I leave it up to the kids. A lot of kids that are really into us, they've sent us emails, and we've been called everything from metalcore to, you know, I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Tribal core.
Tribal core. So, you know, I like tribal core. To me, that sounds cool. I'm not really up to date with all these terms, you know what I mean? To me, it's just metal, dude, you know? It's a different kind of metal. We play before we came out as a band. We literally spent about a year in the practice room. We didn't go anywhere. We just, you know, some bands are real eager to play and stuff. We spent a lot of time, you know, developing what our sound was going to be. And we spent a lot of time just practicing and not saying anything to anyone about what we were doing. You know, we wanted to just kind of explode onto the scene, but even when we did, you know, for a good few months, the biggest crowd we had was like 8 kids at a birthday party, you know? And, but actually from those 8 kids, I believe those kids are the ones that actually started the whole grassroots. When you go to our show, there's a true sense of unity and a true sense of love within the crowd, between the band and the crowd. And it's evident, you know? And all I can say about that is that we're just lucky. I believe that you know, God is showing us favor. You know what I mean? That's all I can say about that. You know?
It was pretty evident from the show your CD release party show that we shot at Sam's Burger Joint. Definitely great response from the crowd, man. So I definitely hear what you're saying. Vision, what lies next for the band, short term and long term?
Well, short term, through Paloma Records, we're working with Red Eye Distribution, and they're basically gonna be trying to put us in a lot of different you know, stores like Hot Topic, Best Buys, and also, you know, all these. There's a lot of online stores that you can get our stuff at. Basically, if you have a MySpace, you can go to Paloma Sound, and all the information's there. You can see, you know, where you can find our music. There's an online store link there also. So right now we're going to be doing a lot of regional touring throughout Texas, some Louisiana, Oklahoma City. That's a really good place for us, Oklahoma City. We have a good fan base there, a lot of great kids there. And from what I hear recently, I feel like the long term is gonna possibly be reaching out to places even as far as Australia and South America, because we've been developing a fan base down there that we didn't even know about. And lately they've just been contacting us, and just especially in South America, they're playing our stuff on the radio down there, on an underground radio station. So that to me is crazy. That's amazing, you know. They're already sending us messages of, you know, how can we get you guys down here. So I see us doing a lot of international type stuff. I see us more along the lines of like a band like Soulfly, who, you know, almost America's crowd is almost secondary to the international crowd they have, you know, and that's where I would like to go. I would like to go more into an international crowd. I mean, we are called here to be, you know, a light in the darkness for the kids that are here in America. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, you know, and we want people to know that there's a love out there that they can have, you know, and it's free. But we also want to take it to other places, you know, and you know, third world countries, wherever, you know, and we're getting opportunities everywhere. And also there's a possible opportunity that we might even go play for the troops in the Middle East somewhere. So we're working that out right now and see what happens, you know. We're doing our first show at our first military show at Fort Sam Houston in October, and you know, they're interested in taking us out there. So it's like, well, if you pay for it, you know, we'll go. So and if you know, put a convoy around us and, you know, give me a bulletproof jacket, I think it'd be possible.
I've really connected with a lot of what you've said. I've kind of felt that subconsciously about your band. If I mentioned before we started this interview, my entire crew here really connected with the band. And I don't think we're all that spiritual, but we connect a lot with the human aspect of what you're sharing with the people out there. I think it's great. Of course, we love the band. We wish you guys nothing but the best. Anything we missed? Any last words you want to share with the people out there in San Antonio who will watch this interview?
Basically, I just want to tell all our fans that we really love you guys. We really thank you for the support that you've given us. You guys make our shows you take it over the top. So we really appreciate that. We hope that we can bring you, better shows in the future, and bring another CD and some more CDs for you guys. And we just want to, just let everyone know that that there is a God out there and that loves them. His name is Jesus, and that's what we're all about, And we're not going to be ashamed of that either, There's a lot of bands out there that they talk about whatever they want to talk about. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and all these bands can say whatever they want to say, but we're going to be one of those bands that say what we want to say, and that's that Jesus loves you.
Thanks, Damien. Thanks for coming over to the MetalWorks and sharing all of your perspective and your insight on the band. Remember, San Antonio, you saw Man of Sorrows right here on Rob's MetalWorks.